This is a team of AI agent that runs my business, and it only cost me $8 a month. The best thing about this is that the whole system and the individual agents learn from each task and they get better over time. For example, every day or while I sleep, they help me come up with the next video topic. They write the first draft and help me with some of the animations. They also help me with categorizing and organizing and answering some of the emails in my inbox and write some of the code for my websites and SaaS tools. And they get better with every single task that they perform. The tool that I'm using is called Hermes Agent, or is it Hermes? I don't know. You let me know down in the comments below. But the key thing is that I set up this whole entire thing right here in this dashboard. So I didn't need to use the terminal that I showed you in the last video of how most people use Hermes Agent. And the best thing is you don't need to know how to code. Now, before I showed you how to set up Hermes Agent in the terminal, and I got a lot of comments that asked me on how to set up this dashboard that you can see right here. So today I'll show you the easiest way of how you can set this up with just a few clicks and how you can host it online so you can always access it even when your computer is closed. On top of that, I'll show you this meta prompt that will help you set up your system in the first place so that your Hermes agent has enough context about what you do in order for it to be helpful and set up an agent team for you. If you're new here, I run a YouTube channel and a few businesses, and I've used Codex, Claude Code, and OpenClaw for quite a while, but Hermes Agent is actually super helpful with so many different things, and this dashboard makes it so much more powerful. So I want to help you set up yours. Make sure that you do it correctly in order for you to get the most value out of it right away. And if you stick around until the end, I'll also share with you on how you can save a ton on API credits by selecting the right models and setting up your agent team effectively. Let's get right to it. If you watched the last video, I showed you how to set up this terminal dashboard with Hermes Agent. And if you're familiar with that kind of setup, you can use that to do everything that I'm showing you now. But I'm more visual and I prefer to see a dashboard or some sort of graphical user interface in order to help me manage my agents. So I'll show you exactly how to get that going. To get started, click on the link in the description where I have multiple links. One of them is a free Hermes Workspace guide. So if you go to this link that is also linked down below, you'll be brought to this page that gives you 70% off of Hermes Workspace. In the last video, I showed you exactly how to use Hermes Agent within this terminal, how to set it up, and how to get started with it. However, personally, I prefer using graphical user interfaces or a dashboard where I can see how the agents work together and how much money I spend and all of that stuff. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to set that up in just a few steps. And the way I'll set this up is on a VPS, which is a virtual private server. And all that means is that it's hosted in the cloud so that it's always running 24/7. And if it's configured correctly, it can be safer than having it all on your machine, because that way you separate what the Hermes agent has access to. So that way the Hermes agent doesn't have access to your entire computer and could potentially destroy or delete files. To set that up, I put together a step-by-step guide. And within that guide, I also put together this meta prompt that I'll show you in just a second, as well as some tips on some cost optimization. If you want a link to the Hermes Agent Playbook, there's a link to that in the description below too. All right, that's enough talking about it. Let's actually get this set up. If you click on the link in the description, you'll be redirected to this space. This gives you 70% off of the Hermes Workspace, and it's probably the easiest way to install this Hermes dashboard and the agent space. Simply click on Choose Plan, and you can use the KVM2 or the KVM4 plan, but for what we're doing, the KVM2 should be plenty. Click on Choose Plan, and you can select just 1 month if you want to test it out, but if you select the 24 months, you get an additional huge discount. And you can use the coupon code MOE-LUEKER, which might not work if you already have an account, but you can get around that by going into a new incognito window, typing in this link, choosing the plan, and this time this code should give you an additional 10% off. There we go. You don't need to select agentic mail, and you also don't need to click on the daily auto backup unless you want that backup to have extra security for your data. Then click on continue and register with a new account and type in your payment details. Now here's a super cool trick. If you already have a VPS set up for OpenClaw or for the Hermes agent I showed you last time, you can use the same VPS as well. So here's the Hermes agent I showed you last time, but the Hermes Workspace is what we're installing right now. Once you entered your payment information and the VPS is set up, you'll be redirected to this Hermes agent setup page. Within that, you have the Workspace password, so make sure that you save this somewhere securely. And then you have the option to either enter your Anthropic API key, your OpenAI API key, your OpenRouter API key, your Google, Grok, or Mistral. To get the most out of this, I recommend that you enter all of them, but the easiest way to easily switch between different models is by using the OpenRouter API key. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by OpenRouter. It's just a really easy and convenient way to switch between all sorts of models and also get access to some of the cheapest models that still perform on a very similar level to OpenAI and Anthropic. So having that said, if you don't have any of these, check out my other videos, but to get an OpenRouter API key, simply go to OpenRouter, create an account, click on Workspace, And on the left-hand side, you see the API key section. Click on that. And we're going to add a new API key right here. We'll call this Workspace, and we'll give this a credit limit of $20 a month. Don't show this to anyone. I'm going to copy this and delete it after the video. Copy this API key and come over to the OpenRouter API key and paste that in there and click deploy. This will take a few minutes to deploy. And in the meantime, I wanted to show you some models that are available on OpenRouter. If you go to OpenRouter rankings, you can see the usage of the different models. And if we scroll down here, we can actually see that the Hermes Agent is one of the top apps that utilizes OpenRouter. And if you click on it, you see what models people prefer. And the main model right now that is hot because it's very cheap is the DeepSeek V4 Flash. But later in this video, I'll cover which models you should use to save a lot of API credits. All right, back to the dashboard. We can now see here that the Hermes Workspace is done and it's up and running. So if we click on open, this will load our Hermes Agent Workspace. Enter the password that we set up earlier and click continue. And we've got it. Here is the dashboard. As you can see, this just took a few minutes to set up, but for this to be actually useful and not consume all of your API credits, you need to do a few things. Let me show you one master prompt that you can use in order to get the most out of this. And then after that, we'll cover which models you should use to save on your API costs. As we mentioned, this is the workspace. In the top left corner, you can search through your conversations and sessions. And if you want to create a new session, simply click on new session. To begin a new session, we can see that the default is to use the Anthropic Opus 4.6 model, and we will use this in the beginning, but after that we'll change it right away because otherwise it will consume all of your tokens. If you want to change it from the beginning to use the cheaper models right away, you can do so by clicking on the gear icon and selecting the provider that you want to use. So you can either set the model here, and this is also where you can select smart routing, which is an advanced method that I can also cover in another video. So let me know down below if you want to see an in-depth tutorial on all of this. But you can also click on the chat window and down here and select the model that you wanted to use, or you can ask it to configure it yourself. And you can give it exactly this prompt. It now responded with this message. And if we go down here to the settings, we see it's now using the OpenRouter auto setting. So click on that and give it a question. What model are you? And we can now see here that the default model is now the DeepSeek V4 Flash. And if you click on the bottom left corner, you can also see that the model selected here is the DeepSeek V4 Flash. Click on this and we can also ask, and we see exactly now that it's telling me that it's DeepSeek V4 Flash and it's running via OpenRouter. Perfect, this is exactly what we wanted to see. Now what I just showed you, the model selection is important because the smarter you model, the better output you get, but also the more money you spend. If you take a look at this graph, GPT 5.5 as well as Opus 4.8 are probably the smartest models you can use, but they're also the most expensive at $5 per million input tokens. On the other hand, GPT 5.4 is a bit cheaper, as well as GPT 5.4 mini is a really good bang for the buck in terms of what you're getting for the cost. But then down here, you can see that DeepSeek V4 is almost as smart and just at a fraction of the costs. In my ultimate Hermes Agent playbook, I created this entire cost optimization guide that shows you exactly when to use which model. If you are on a budget, the DeepSeek V4 Flash that we just talked about is really good. Minimax 2.7, Gemma 4, and Gwen 3 Coder are really good models. The mid-tier models that are a bit expensive but also work really well are the Kimi K2.6, as well as Claude Haiku and Claude Sonnet, and I'm expecting Claude Sonnet to come out with an updated version that will be on par with some of the best models out there, but cheaper. And then GPT 5.5 and Claude Opus 4.8 are probably the best models that you can use overall, but they're also the most expensive ones. Now back to the dashboard so it's ready to be used by you and make you more productive right away. To understand how to use this dashboard, on the left-hand side, you can create a new session. You can enter Hermes World, and if you want to see another video on what that is, let me know down in the comments. And then you have the most important things. You have the dashboard right here, which shows you the top models used by you. It shows you the usage trends over time, the achievements, the skill usage, as well as the session intelligence. Then you have the chat box where you can just create a new session. You have files in your workspace and you can upload or create new files within here. And this is really important later if you create multi-level websites or use this for productivity and want to create Excel sheets or other things like that. Then you have your terminal, but this is more for advanced users, so I won't cover that here. You have jobs, Kanban board, which is really exciting because this is where you see different agents perform tasks on behalf of you and where they are at any given point. You see the conductor, which is the agent swarm, and we'll cover that in just a second, any operations, and then the agent swarm overall. Now, as you use Hermes Agent, the memory files here will be populated, and this is one of the biggest selling points on why some people think that Hermes Agent is actually better than Claude Code or Codex. This is where you'll see all of your skills, and I'll touch on how to create new skills in just a second. Here's where you connect MCPs, and this is where you have different user profiles, and this is also super powerful, but I'll probably cover that in another video. Now to the last thing that I promised you, the one main prompt that glues all of this together, that helps you set up Hermes Agent. Here we go. Go back to the free Hermes Workspace and go down to part 3 where I have this master prompt. This master prompt will interview you, save it to memory. It will give itself a personality, design its own agent team, and then build everything else that is needed. Simply copy this text and create a new session. For this, I recommend that you use Claude Opus for the initial setup, because this will help you get the most out of your agent team. But if you want to save cost, keep this on DeepSeek for now. Simply type in the entire prompt and hit enter. Now just answer all of the questions that it asks you. For example, it's asking you, what's your name and where you're based? So I answered some of these questions. It's now going a little bit deeper, and just keep answering questions. My 90-day goal, and my 90-day goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers. So if you found this helpful so far, this is a plug to please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, but let's get back to it. Now we're moving on to phase 2, and it's just updated the memory. Also at the top bar, you can see the context window, and we can see here at the top that we have plenty of space in the context window. As we can see here now, it's now confirming everything that I wrote down and remembered about me, and it's now asking if we're ready to move to phase 3. I would usually make sure that all of this is correct, so you should make sure that everything that is in here is correct, but you can also always change that later. For now, I'll just say move to phase 3. I prefer concise and direct. It's now updating the personality file, and this is called the SolMD file. If you ever want to locate the SolMD file, just go over here to your files, or to your profiles, or just ask the agent where this is located. And it also updated the user.md file. So that is over here in the memories, under memories user, it has more information about me. Let's go back to the session. And it's asking me now ready for phase 4. And for phase 4, it's now recommending to create these 4 agents for me. And these all sound great, but if you have a specific agent already in mind or some skills that you want to transfer over from your Claude Code or Codex sessions, you can do that super easily. And here you can see that it ranked the different agents by which is best for me. And I would probably build all of them because they all sound helpful. But for now, I just said build out number 1 and 2 and add the rest to the backlog. So it's now executing a few commands and it's gonna build these agents for me. If we go over to the left-hand side, we can now see the different agents starting to be built or starting to work. It's telling me here that the agents have been created now, and it's currently working on setting up the recurring jobs, which are called cron jobs. If you want to see your team in actions, here is your operations team. I have my main agent that is currently working on this. I have the content agent and the code builder agent. And if you want to edit these, you can click on this and add an additional system prompt, or you can ask Claude or ChatGPT to come up with a better system prompt for these. The way that this works is that the main agent, who is the orchestrator, will have access to these sub-agents, and it can deploy these in order to finish tasks on your Kanban board. And here's the final feedback of what was created, the profiles that were created, the skills that were installed for the content engine as well as for the code builder agent, and then the Kanban board right here, as well as how to use it. So you can drop a task into the Kanban board. So for example, if we go to the Kanban board, we can put this in triage, add a new task, and say, create a simple hello world landing page, build a landing page, and we can create this task. And this is how the Kanban board works. You have a bunch of tasks in the triage, and then you'll see that the agents periodically go through these and move them into ready or running or into review where you manually need to review them, and then into blocked. If you want to have insights into what each of the agents is doing, currently the code builder is not doing anything, but the content engine is already working on something. And you can always go back to the Kanban board to see what they're working on. And as you can see here, they're currently actively working on some of the tasks. For example, the implement consulting workflow skill. If you want to add a new skill, simply click on new task, create the task, put it into ready, and it's being implemented next. It's currently unassigned, but the main agent will probably assign this to the code builder. And you're probably wondering how much I spent on tokens for this entire session setting this up. And you can see that if you go back to your dashboard, and you can see that we used 300,000 tokens with 1.5 million tokens cache, which means that we have a very high cache efficiency, which means that this is pretty cheap. We can see that most of the tokens we used were DeepSeek v4, with some Opus 4.6 and some Auto. If we go to OpenRouter, we see that we spend $1.9, so about $2, but the majority of this is actually coming from DeepSeek v4 Flash. If I filter by the second workspace API key that we have here, it's actually using this one, so we really just use $1. And the reason why this is cheap is because we use the DeepSeek v4 Flash, which is a very cost-effective model. As you can see, this was super simple to set up if you followed this video, and there's so many more things that I could show you. Let me know what you want me to dive deeper into next time. For example, if you want to see how I use this to create a website, a micro SaaS, or how I use it internally for my workflow, then just let me know down in the comments below. Feel free to use the free resource that I've provided below. And if you want to know how this compares to OpenClaw, I've created another video on OpenClaw. You can check that out right here. If you liked the video, thanks so much. And if you've subscribed, I'll see you in the next one.